What actually is gender? Seriously, what is it? I'm Nathan Seelove, and this is Factually Biased. So, the subject of gender is a very timely issue in modern day politics, and I think it's important to talk about it. I think it's important to enhance our understanding about it. So, I thought it was a good idea to bring an expert. So, this is my friend, Carson Change. They have an MA in Women's and Gender Studies, and they've agreed to discuss what exactly gender is. First off, Carson, what are your pronouns?
My pronouns are they, them, theirs. What are your pronouns, Nathan?
Mine are he, him, his.
Good to know. Thank you for telling me that.
Of course. So, first off, right off the bat, what is gender?
So, gender is a social construct, meaning that it changes based on when and where you are. So, what it means to be a man here in America now is different than what it meant to be a man here in America 100 years ago. Or what it means to be a man here in America now is different than what it means to be a man in another country.
Yeah. So, would you say that everybody has a gender identity?
Everybody definitely has a gender identity. Even folks who are cisgender have gender identities because it is about understanding ourselves and how we express ourselves. Basically, there are as many genders in the world as there are people.
Yeah. So, just for the sake of clarification, in case there's anybody out there that doesn't know, how would you define cisgender?
So, cisgender is when you were born and they assigned you male or female at birth, and you identify with that assignment.
So would you say? So you would say that transgender is not necessarily, it's not a gender identity, it's
Transgender is an umbrella term.
Okay.
So there's a whole range of identities that fall under transgender, including genderqueer, gender flux, non-binary, bigender, agender. There's a wide range of gender identities that exist, and if I identify as genderqueer, the next genderqueer person you meet may not understand that the same way I do.
Right. So why would you say that it's important for people to understand the difference between sex and gender?
So gender is not determined by biology. Sex is just gender in doctor's clothing. It is also a social construct in the ways that we assign roles based on genitalia. But, for example, if a trans man identifies as a man, but they have a vagina and uterus or ovaries, and they identify as a male. So their body parts are therefore male, even if it is a vagina and female and ovaries and uterus.
Yeah. All right. So when we first started the interview, we made sure to be respectful of each other's pronouns and to ascertain what a person's pronouns are. Why would you say that it is important to understand pronouns and understand that you need to get someone's pronouns correct? Why is it important to get pronouns correct?
So first and foremost, getting someone's pronouns and name correct is about their safety. You never know who's in a room who might not like transgender people, who might harm them, or who you don't want to out anyone either, for their safety, but also because it's a really crappy feeling to be outed. And constantly being misgendered is something that a lot of trans people face. And I faced it a lot myself. And what it does is it really wears you down. So, Nathan, if I kept calling you by the wrong pronouns, you like he, him, his. Yeah. Those are your pronouns. But if I kept calling you she, her, hers, would that upset you?
Yeah, probably.
Eventually, It would wear you down. It would be annoying, and it would be difficult. Pronouns are weird. Different people have different perspectives on them, but as a general rule, you should always respect someone's pronouns and their name simply because you're respecting them as a human being when you do so.
Absolutely. Yeah. So is there anything else that you think is important for people to know about either being trans, about you as a person, or about the discussion, the overall political discussion regarding trans people in the United States?
So that's a really good question. What happens is, what happens in my mind is that one, trans people will not be erased. We have more vocality now than we ever have. We have a lot more rights now, even as they're being rescinded, than we've previously had. And recognizing that trans people are more likely to be harmed physically, sexually, emotionally, targeted, and more likely to face things like homelessness and food insecurity. All these things are why we shouldn't be erased. Yeah. And the government shouldn't try to erase us. Yeah. Also, my gender isn't about you. A person's gender is not about anyone but themselves. So to say you have an issue with it is to say you have an issue with me fundamentally existing. And that is a problem because every person should have the right to exist.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it. Always happy to consult an expert. And thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, then please give it a like, a share, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below, tell me what you thought, and have a wonderful day.